From flying flags to honoring fallen heroes, these aircraft didn't just carry passengers, they carried America's spirit. In this video, we're ranking the 10 most patriotic liveries ever flown in the US aviation history. Hit like, subscribe, and let's take off on a red, white, and blue journey. Number 10. American Airlines Flagship Valor. American Airlines unveiled Flagship Valor in 2023 to honor the nation's highest military award, the Medal of Honor. The Airbus A321 isn't just painted, it's curated. The livery features a stealthy dark gray fuselage, red and blue detailing, and ghosted Medal of Honor stars along the windows. Near the forward doors, the name of every living Medal of Honor recipient are printed in fine lettering. The tail features a modernized eagle design, and the Medal of Honor emblem is proudly displayed on the forward fuselage. But it's not just for show. This aircraft is used in military ceremonies and salute to heroes events, flown by veteran crews and parked at veterans' memorials. It's a flying tribute to bravery, sacrifice, and integrity, the very values embedded in American identity. The livery isn't decorative. It's solemn, sacred, and soaring with significance. Number 9. Delta Airlines Bicentennial Stars and Stripes 1976. To celebrate America's 200th birthday, Delta painted its aircraft in a commemorative Stars and Stripes livery in 1976. The most notable version was on the Lockheed L-1011 TriStar, adorned with a stylized American flag wrapping around the tail and fuselage, and the bold words, "We the People, 1776 to 1976. Unlike many liveries of its era, this one was loud, proud, and soaked in patriotic symbolism. The eagle-styled widget was framed with red and blue, and the overall design made the aircraft look like it was dipped in Constitution ink and fireworks sparks. It was a bicentennial flying tribute, a reminder that even in the skies, America was celebrating its freedom. If you were lucky enough to board this bird in 1976, you weren't just flying, you were time-traveling on a patriotic parade float. Number 8. JetBlue, Vets in Blue. When JetBlue painted its A320 in Vets in Blue livery in 2013, it did more than just slap on a slogan. It created a moving salute to Americans' veterans. The aircraft was finished in matte military blue camo, with a stylized American flag on the tail and insignia honoring all U.S. military branches. But it's not just visual flair. JetBlue actively supports veterans through hiring initiatives, travel benefits, and charity programs. Vets in Blue became a visual embodiment of that mission, making it clear the airline wasn't just supporting veterans, it was flying for them. Passengers were often greeted by veteran crews on this jet, and the sight of it at the gate felt like a flag-raising ceremony in motion. Subtle? No. Powerful? Absolutely. This was patriotism at cruising altitude, courtesy of New York's favorite underdog airline. Number 7. Patriot Airlines. If there was ever a brand that fully committed to the red, white, and blue, it was Patriot Airlines. Though short-lived and somewhat elusive, this Las Vegas-based carrier wore its name and its colors like a declaration of independence. The aircraft featured a massive American flag graphic on the tail and fuselage, and the word Patriot was emblazoned in bold across the side. It wasn't subtle. It was a walking, talking, flying tribute to American pride. If Toby Keith designed a livery, it would probably look like this. Patriot Airlines briefly marketed itself as America's most patriotic airline, but fun fact, their uniforms reportedly included flag-themed neckties so flashy, TSA agents once mistook them for promotional props. Though the airline operated briefly in the mid-2000s, its branding struck a chord with military travelers and patriotic flyers alike. With roots connecting military-heavy cities and strong ties to troop transport contracts, it lived up to its name in mission and design. Number 6. Aerostar Airlines. Another lesser-known name, Aerostar Airlines stood out in the early 2000s by branding itself explicitly as a Patriot Express alternative. The airline featured U.S. flag-themed tails, bold fonts in red and blue, and a fuselage design that made you feel like you were boarding an airborne 4th of July float. Though based in Arizona, Aerostar targeted military charters and defense-related contracts. What made its livery special wasn't just the design, it was the intent. Every flight was a military mission, every gate departure a salute. The stars and stripes weren't tacked on as marketing, they were built into the airline's identity. It was a carrier that didn't just transport troops, it wrapped them in flag-covered comfort. Patriotic and purpose-driven, Aerostar may not have lasted long, but its liveries still deserve a flyover salute. Number 5. Delta Team USA Olympic Livery. When the Olympics roll around, Delta doesn't just fly athletes, it flies the flag. As the official airline partner for Team USA, Delta has decorated its jets with stunning Olympic liveries, featuring the Team USA logo, American flag elements, and messaging that turns every gate into an Olympic send-off. The most recent version debuted in 2022 on an Airbus A330, painted with navy, white, and red accents, and the Team USA branding near the nose. The winglets and engine cowls featured stars, while the tail echoed the US Olympic Committee's logo. What makes this patriotic? Everything. The Olympics are America at its most unified, athletes from every state representing one flag. And Delta's livery doesn't just celebrate them, it carries them into global competition. Number 4. Nations Air Express. Nations Air Express wasn't a giant airline, but it wore its name and its flag with absolute conviction. Operating in the 1990s, its fleet featured a clean, bold livery with a giant American flag stretching from fuselage to tail. The airline's logo integrated patriotic fonts and color schemes, reinforcing its all-American branding. Though it focused on low-cost domestic service, Nations Air had a clear identity: affordable, accessible, and proudly US branded. Passengers weren't boarding just another airline, they were boarding Nations Air, the kind of carrier where you'd expect a national anthem before takeoff and an apple pie in-flight snack. In December of 1995, Nations Air launched Boston, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh flights with fares starting at just $39 one way. So cheap that some joked it must more to drink coffee at the airport than to fly. Its visibility was short-lived, but its message was clear. In the land of the free and the home of the discount airfare, Nations Air stood out like fireworks on a summer night. We've saluted tribute jets and honored heritage fleets, but now let's break into the top 3 liveries that turned commercial aircraft into full-blown icons of American patriotism. Number 3. Bran International, flying colors of the United States, 1976. Bran didn't just paint planes, they commissioned art. For America's bicentennial, Bran partnered with modern art legend Alexander Calder to create a flying masterpiece on a Boeing 727, registered N408BN. The result? A wildly expressive, red, white, and blue livery known as the flying colors of the United States. Nicknamed the Sneaky Snake for its bold, swirling design, the aircraft debuted in 1975 as a celebration of the nation's upcoming 200th anniversary. But it wasn't just decorative, it was a historic collaboration between business, art, and patriotism, brokered by advertising visionary George Stanley Gordon. Calder's design wrapped the jet in vibrant curves symbolizing motion, freedom, and American spirit. This wasn't just a patriotic paint job, it was the first time in history a world-renowned artist created a full livery for a commercial aircraft, a literal flying canvas. It turned Braniff's 727 into a celebration of US creativity, independence, and identity. Number 2. Alaska Airlines, honoring those who serve. Alaska Airlines may fly from the 49th state, but its loyalty to the 50 is unmatched. The Honoring Those Who Serve livery, introduced in 2016, is a heartfelt tribute to all branches of the US military. The deep blue fuselage, flanked with American flag accents, carries a crest representing the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard, and now Space Force. Near the front, a 𝐬𝐿 quote reads, "No person was ever honored for what they received. Honor has been the reward for what they gave." From priority boarding for military members to dignified handling of fallen soldiers, this livery represents a mission, not just marketing. It's not just one of the most patriotic planes in the sky, it's one of the most respectful. Number 1. Southwest Airlines, Freedom 1. Topping our list is an absolute showstopper, Freedom 1, Southwest's 2021 tribute to the American flag. This Boeing 737-800 is wrapped entirely in stars and stripes, nose to tail. The paint isn't symbolic, it is the flag. Unveiled on Flag Day, this aircraft was created to honor military personnel, veterans, and all those who uphold American values. And it's not a side project. Freedom 1 is part of the active fleet, surprising passengers nationwide with its bold design. From the giant blue field of stars to the perfectly proportioned red and white stripes, Freedom 1 is the aviation version of a bald eagle flying through fireworks holding a cheeseburger. It's unmissable, unforgettable, and undeniably the most patriotic aircraft in commercial U.S. service ever existing.